So I watched the leaked episode of Game of Thrones. It was season 7, episode 4. And yeah, it was already leaked and already like the entire plot had leaked 9 months ago. I just want to say that I'm just really upset that HBO has allowed this to happen, allowed it to leak. I will be reserving judgment for Sunday night because this is not a review. This is just I'm just going to talk about some things that happened in this episode. There's some interesting Bran stuff that happens. You get more insight into the mind of Bran. Basically, my comparisons to Dune just keep going further and further and further. Bran says to Miriam Reed, I remember being Bran, but I also remember so much now. And in Dune, there's this process called the spice agony, by which a person unlocks their genetic memory. So they remember they have all these extra memories, so they're not really just themselves anymore. And I feel like that's what's happened to Bran as well. And also, Bran totally sees through Littlefinger, so we're only wondering when he's gonna tell Sansa. And also Arya, who's back in Winterfell. She has a cool interaction with Brienne, and a very cringy line at the end, which I won't talk about just yet until I do my review. So that happened. Like I said, some cool Bran moments. We get some Daenerys moments, and we got a Missandei moment. I know a lot of people have been saying that Missandei might betray Daenerys, but this seems to contradict this because Missandei is like talking about like how we serve Daenerys because she freed us. We serve her because we want to, not because of her name, which is very interesting. Daenerys also finds out that they're losing, that they've taken Castle Rock, and that but things haven't gone the way they should. So Daenerys is like, no, I got to do something. I got to take my dragons and go. But a little bit before that, also, we get a scene in the caves where the dragon glass is, and we see that the children of the forest were there before, and they're like these gnarly cave paintings of the children and the first men working together against the common enemy. And yeah, I'm just going to say it. They're building up this Jon Snow and Daenerys romance. It's happening. It's definitely happening. So yeah, so that's something to look forward to, I guess, if that's what you look forward to. But yeah, the Jon Snow Daenerys romance is definitely happening. We get some Arya. I said the Arya and Brienne stuff. Well, Theon comes back. Theon comes back to Dragonstone, and we get what we expected with Theon and Jon Snow. Jon Snow, I'd kill you. I'd kill you if it wasn't for what you did with Sansa. Yeah, it was nothing. Which is nothing super impressive. It was just what everyone expected. And then the final scene was pretty gnarly. It was pretty gnarly, even though it was pretty much laid out in the leaks. The field of fire. The Dothraki are coming, and you hear them screaming, and they're like, "We can hold them off." And then you hear the fucking dragon roar, and it's really fucking badass. I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait to see this on my 4K TV. But like, Daenerys comes in, and she's like, "Dracarys," and she breaks their line, and the Dothraki just go through, and it's just nuts, and she's just Dracarys, Dracarys everywhere. Very neat to see the dragon in battle finally. And the scorpion comes into use. I was so nervous. I was so nervous about this scorpion. You guys, as you might know, I'm not the biggest fan of Braun. I've kind of wanted him to die for a long time. I know a lot of people love him, but for me, he's just not a character that I connect with or like a lot. And basically, Braun gets the scorpion and he fires it at Drogon, and I'm literally biting my nails, like, oh my god, if he kills Drogon, I'll cry. And Drogon gets hit, but it doesn't, like, it goes through his arm. And like, well, Daenerys, while he lands, Daenerys destroys the scorpion, so like, there's no more of that, at least on this battle. Daenerys gets off of him to pull it off, and Jaime and Tyrion's watching this whole battle. I'm sorry if this is rambling. I'm not editing this. I'll edit my review later on. But like, I'm too excited not to talk about this. But as Dany is trying to pull it out, Jaime, like an idiot, like I knew this is what was happening. I knew from the very beginning. Go watch my trailer review. I knew that Jaime was charging the wounded dragon. So he's going for this dragon, and the dragon turns, and the dragon's just like, I'm gonna kill you. And then obviously what the leak says, Braun comes in just in the nick of time and throws him out of the way. And that's the way the episode ended. And I'm looking forward to seeing it in HD, I guess, and seeing if it's any better. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna judge it. I'm just telling you guys that I watched it, and I'm gonna let it fester inside of me. I'm gonna probably watch it again, and then I'm gonna watch the episode again on Sunday night. Um, so shame on HBO for letting this leak, but as being the gigantic fan that I am, I couldn't not watch it. I paid for my HBO subscription. I'm still gonna watch it. They're still gonna get the ratings from me, so I don't see the point in me not watching it. But whatever. So if you did watch it, like I said, try to reserve judgment because this, like, at least the version that I watched wasn't the best quality. So I want to wait till I see it in best possible quality to judge it. But I know that Field of Fire scene is going to look epic. And like I said, I really didn't lose anything watching this episode. I really didn't. Because what happened in this episode was it was everything that happened in this episode is what you would expect to happen. Seriously, almost everything that happened in this episode was what you would expect to happen. So it's not like I've lost anything watching it. But yeah, I watched it and yeah. If you want to do some digging and